What's up guys, Delzinski here, and what I want to talk to you guys about today in this episode of The Lowdown is wrestling games. Now what brought me to this topic was I was going through my old wrestling collection, and you know what? I just came across and thought to myself, wow, I have got shed loads of wrestling games. And these span across numerous consoles. So what I decided to do was I want to share my collection with you guys, and hopefully you guys will tell me what games you have in your collection. Obviously as well, I would love to know what are your favourite wrestling games of all time. So let me tell you my wrestling collection. We're going to kick things off with the N64, a classic console. And the games which I had on that were WCW versus nWo Revenge. Now, I'm sure you all remember that one. What a classic that was. WrestleMania 2000 was up next. And then I had the infamous WWE No Mercy. Moving on to the PlayStation now, and that's the PlayStation 1. I owned WCW Monday Nitro, which as a game and a whole was a bit naff, but it had some really good promos that were actually built into the selection screen. So I don't know if you guys can remember that. If you do, obviously let me know in the comments box below. WCW Thunder was the next one. Again, kind of lacked on the gameplay, but again, the selection screen had those epic promos. And last but not least, I owned SmackDown on the PlayStation 1. Moving on to the PlayStation 2, and this is where we start getting into shed loads of games. Dang it. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Obviously that was a must-have for anybody. It was just brilliant, and it still is brilliant today. As you can see on my channel, I still play that one right now. SmackDown Just Bring It. SmackDown vs Raw. And then we get into the full-blown SmackDown vs Raws, because I owned SmackDown vs Raw 2006, 2007, 2008, which featured ECW. And then we moved on to the PlayStation 3, where I owned SmackDown vs Raw 2011. After this, I then moved on to TNA's Total Non-Stop Action on the PlayStation 3. And that begins to bring us round to the current products of WWE 12 and obviously WWE 13. So guys, that is 16 games which I have in my collection, and I still own them to date. Let me know in the comments box below your collections, and give me the full list of your collection. I would love to know what games you have. Also as well, let me know of any games which you think I potentially missed out on. If I had to pick some favourites from my list, I would most definitely pick the N64 style games. Because for me, personally, WCW vs nWo Revenge and WWE No Mercy were brilliant. And not because they had, good story modes and good career modes, but just for the plain and simple fact that they were fun. You could have a multiplayer game mode with your mates and it was just an epic laugh. You didn't have to worry about learning the buttons. It didn't take hours to learn combinations. You could literally pick up the controller and start playing. And that was what was great about these games. As I said, it was literally get your mates round, get cracking and beat the crap out of each other. That was how good these games were. If I'm talking about sort of story modes and season modes and obviously career modes, then I cannot go without mentioning the classic and probably the best wrestling game, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Because I think it is acknowledged that this game was simply epic. And for me personally, it's still brilliant today. As I've mentioned before, I'm still playing that game now, and you can catch my Rock career mode on my YouTube channel right now. It's there, because I'm still playing it and I'm still loving it. And that was a cheap plug, I know, but I had to get it in there. So guys, if you're looking for career and season modes, then SmackDown Here Comes the Pain was the one. And I think, within the WWE gaming community, it is acknowledged as one of the, if not the best wrestling game that has been released to date. Now, bringing it up to the future, I would say WWE 13 was a good game, but it wasn't the game that we all expected, because I think we all expected a finished product, and it clearly wasn't. There was issues with the community creations, the online system, and there were so many bugs in it, and the loading times were very, very poor. So all in all, the game was good, but it didn't live up to expectation. But have no fear, guys, because I can guarantee with WWE 2K14, you will not be disappointed. This is the polished product, and this is the game that we've been waiting for. So it is coming out soon, and it is definitely one to sort of remember. And I'm saying that because I've already played elements of the game, and I just have to say it was epic. So obviously, guys, be aware that WWE 2K14 is coming out soon. If you haven't already, get involved on my competition and you could indeed win a copy of WWE 2K14. There will be a link in the description box below to that competition, so be sure to enter it. And obviously, guys, let me know via the comments box below what your collections were and what your favourite wrestling games of all time are. So until next time, guys, as per usual, please rate, comment and subscribe. And this is Delzinski, signing out.